1. Inside Celine's comeback show, BTS v. Naomi Watts and Michael Ryder's stunning debut collection. 2. Michael Ryder's debut at Celine, a fashion review by Cathy Horyn. 3. Celine Spring 2026, Michael Ryder's bold debut and the return of preppy Parisian style. 1. Inside Celine's comeback show, BTS v. Naomi Watts and Michael Ryder's stunning debut collection. Paris stood still for its car-free day, yet inside the Tuileries Gardens, fashion's elite created an electric buzz. Over 300 guests converged wearing identical white silk scarves. Far from accidental, this was Celine's ingenious invitation to their landmark Spring 2026 showcase. Staged just before Paris Haute Couture Week, this wasn't just any runway event. After years of digital presentations under former designer Hedi Slimane, this marked Celine's first physical show since 2023 and the dramatic world premiere of new creative director Michael Ryder's vision. But here's where the industry intrigue deepens. While rivals like Dior teased collections on social media, Ryder maintained total radio silence for months after his appointment. That mysterious scarf became Paris' most discussed fashion enigma, the only clue plastered across city billboards. Could this secrecy gamble pay off? Inside the courtyard, celebrities like Naomi Watts and BTS superstar V, who charmingly pedaled in by bicycle, huddled under a giant silk canopy. Singer Alanis Morissette confessed to CNN, "I've got so much anticipation to see what Michael Ryder has done." Even competing designers like Jonathan Anderson attended, fueling whispers about Ryder's industry support. The rain-soaked runway unveiled Ryder's dual homage, nods to Celine's heritage like 1970s archival references and Phoebe Philo-era minimalism coexisted with Slimane's signature lean silhouettes. Yet Ryder boldly stamped his own narrative. Argyle knits whispered of his Ralph Lauren tenure, while flounced hems echoed his Balenciaga days under Nicolas Guesquire. The collection fused American prep, think Mary Janes with culottes, with Parisian elegance, punctuated by playful maximalist jewelry. Stylist Law Roach nailed the vibe pre-show. "I want to see this American flair in this Parisian house," nodding to legends like Michael Kors. Now, the controversial reality check. Ryder inherits a €2.5 billion empire built on spectacle. His nuanced approach, favoring subtlety over Slimane's blockbuster shows, risks alienating hype-driven fans. Can intellectual fashion thrive commercially today? We witnessed history, but the burning question remains, is Ryder's refined vision the future of luxury, or a risky departure from proven formula? Share your take below. Will subtle sophistication triumph, or does fashion need fireworks to survive? 2. Michael Ryder's debut at Celine, a fashion review by Cathy Horyn. Welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most exciting moments in contemporary fashion when Michael Ryder took center stage at Celine. This wasn't just another runway event, it marked a turning point for both the house itself and how luxury labels approach creativity in our rapidly changing world. Let's start with some context. Celine sits nestled within a charming corner of Paris, housed in a historic building along Rue Vivienne, a street known for its artistic flair and proximity to iconic studios once occupied by legends like Jean-Paul Gaultier. Just around the block lies the prestigious Bourse de Commerce, home to François-Henri Pinault's renowned art collection. In short, it's a place steeped in history but buzzing with modern energy, an ideal backdrop for innovation. Now imagine stepping through those doors on a rainy afternoon last week when riders arrived carrying umbrellas against grey skies above. Inside, though, everything buzzed with anticipation. Guests were welcomed by vibrant arrangements of sunflowers mixed with delicate feverfew flowers near the entrance, setting a warm yet whimsical mood. Meanwhile, high above in the courtyard, a large-scale installation featuring a bold red scarf draped across two walls caught everyone's attention, not only because of its visual impact but also due to its symbolic nod toward elegance without being overly precious. This isn't merely about aesthetics. Behind every detail lay deeper meanings tied directly to current trends reshaping global culture and, yes, controversy too. Fast-forwarding beyond mere decoration brings us face-to-face with why this particular showcase stood out among others happening simultaneously throughout Europe right now. Jonathan Anderson unveiled his inaugural Dior menswear line earlier this month. RAF Simons fresh off leading Prada down daring paths himself. attended Ryder's presentation alongside industry peers such as Demna, Gucci, and Matthew Blazy joined forces anew after taking charge at Chanel. To name but a 15 new designers that are stepping into their respective positions at these house in recent times, but what does it all mean? Well, it means any big thing for fashion lovers everywhere they're shaying in the air. Yet whether thishiftis malikas metikor presents anything deeper depends largely on how brand said up tothany reality sweffices a community. At its core this moment calls for more than just fresh says behind the stylish sheets. It acquires vision her can translate volving values into tangibly presence without losing touch with tradition altogether. As a result, Ryder's collection become a microcosm of fashion's current statue of tension between allgard expectations and experimental freedom. 3. Celine Spring 2026, Michael Ryder's bold debut and the return of preppy Parisian style. Imagine walking in the footsteps of fashion giants Hedi Slimane and Phoebe Philo, two visionary designers who left an indelible mark on this century's style landscape. This was the monumental challenge Michael Ryder faced at his debut show for Celine's Spring 2026 ready-to-wear collection, and boy, did he deliver. As the models sashayed down the runway, the internet was abuzz with comparisons. The triumphant return of Slimane's signature skinny silhouettes, for both men and women, no less, the unmistakable echoes of Philo's architectural tailoring with its broad shoulders and streamlined torsos, and the effortless way Ryder reimagined the classic bourgeois silk scarf as a bandana-style statement piece. But here's where it gets really interesting. Amidst all the nostalgic nods, there was an unmistakable whisper of preppy Americana. Think oversized rugby shirts straight out of Ralph Lauren's playbook, vintage-inspired ties, sleek minimalist evening gowns with a distinctly chic American twist, and the occasional straw hat that seemed to wink at the audience. So, what brought all these seemingly disparate elements together under the Celine umbrella? The answer lies in Ryder's impressive pedigree. Before taking the reins at Celine, he honed his craft under the tutelage of fashion legends, Nicolas Guesquire at the height of Balenciaga's creative powers, Phoebe Philo during her electrifying tenure at Celine, and most recently, as the creative director of Polo Ralph Lauren. This eclectic background wasn't just a resume booster, it was the perfect storm of influences that shaped Ryder's vision for Celine's future. As he revealed backstage, "I hope people crave things that stand the test of time. I firmly believe that timeless doesn't have to mean boring. When you find that sweet spot where durability meets excitement, that's where magic happens, in pieces you treasure, wear with confidence, and know are crafted with soul." It's a philosophy that resonates deeply in today's fast fashion frenzy. A stunning coat, after all, transcends seasons. And transcend they did in camel, ivory, black, and an array of vibrant hues like grass green and scarlet. Ryder's emphasis on versatility echoed the wisdom of American sportswear pioneers. "There are garments here that can be styled in countless ways," he explained, detaching them from their runway contexts. It's a mantra that celebrates the art of mixing and matching, of finding your personal style in the pieces that speak to you. But is this pursuit of timelessness just a reaction to our chaotic times, where the old certainties are fading fast? In an era riddled with uncertainty, perhaps it's no surprise that heirloom dressing and the allure of the classics are experiencing a renaissance. For Ryder, Celine's rich heritage, from its roots as a children's shoe store in mid-century Paris to its iconic silk scarves and ladder-like accessories, was a treasure trove waiting to be reinterpreted. To American eyes, this might read as preppy chic, but cross the Atlantic, and it's the essence of French BCBG, bon chic bon genre, or, for the Brits, the modern-day descendants of the 1980s Sloane Rangers. It seems old-school elegance is rewriting the fashion rulebook worldwide. Ryder didn't just dip his toes in this nostalgia pool, he dove headfirst. He ingeniously integrated Celine's legendary silk scarves into dress necklines, transforming them into statement collars. Charm bracelets morphed into chunky, layered necklaces that demanded attention. Figure-hugging Argyle sweaters made a comeback, while young men channeled their inner dandies in what looked suspiciously like their dad's old suits and ties or slouched elegantly in fishing jackets, reinventing the art of rakish nonchalance. Now, the million-dollar question: how does Ryder honor the legacy of his predecessors while carving out his own niche? Here's the part where purists might hold their breath: does he play it safe or take a bold leap? In many ways, Ryder chose continuity over revolution, respecting the minimalist classicism that Hedy Slimane etched into Celine's DNA. Yet, when it came to footwear, a subtle subversion was underway. Soft, supple jazz pumps that enveloped the foot like a second skin, alongside sleek, high-top boots with a wrestler's intensity, redefined proportions in a way that felt refreshingly untethered from the past. It was one of those daring notes that made the avant-garde faction sit up and think, but there's still room for a pinch of fashion rebellion in this wholesome mix. Because let's face it, while comfort and tradition have their charm, a dash of fashion sickness, that deliciously irreverent itch to disrupt and innovate, is what keeps the industry alive. So, dear fashion enthusiasts, we leave you with a burning question. Is Michael Ryder's Celine striking the perfect balance between heritage and modernity, or does it lean too heavily on nostalgia? Do the timeless silhouettes and nods to the past resonate with you, or did the subtle provocations in footwear and accessories ignite a desire for something bolder? Share your verdict in the comments below. Let's get the conversation started.